Hi guys, Ms. Berg again. We are going to be doing 7-3 now. So it is just like the rest of them, really nothing new. So I'm going to turn it around and go over this one. All right, so it says Charlene has 5 1-pound bags of sand, each with a different color. For an art project, she will use 3/8 of a pound of each bag of sand to create a colorful sand art jar. How much sand will be in Charlene's sand art jar? All right, so therefore, what they want us to do now, what they're talking about is they're saying how much sand is in each bag. So what is in each bag? There is 1 pound. I'm just going to say LB. So 1 LB, LB means for pound. Will Charlene use all of the sand in each bag? Here, will she use all of it? No, she will only use 3/8 of a pound of each bag. So no, only 3/8 of a bag of each. So now what it's saying is same exact thing, guys. We have talked about this. This is just one way to do it. Again, you could put this over 1. You can see if anything can cross cancel. There is nothing that cross cancels. So you can just simply go across, which is 5/3, and then 8 times 1 is 8. So what is 5 times 3 is 15/8. So you cannot have this as a mixed number. So therefore you got to divide it out. How many 8s go into 1? You can't do that. How many can go into 15? That is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. 15 minus 8 is 7. So therefore my mixed number here would be 1 whole and 7/8. All right, so here is the next thing. Now I'm going to do exactly what they are talking about, and I'm going to make it very colorful because they're saying there's different colors. So remember, each bag is only going to have 3/8 is going to be used. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick a color, and then I'm going to shade only 3/8. So we're only going to use 3/8 of that bag. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm only going to use 3/8 of this bag. And then I'm going to use 3/8 of this bag. And 3/8 of this bag. And then my last one is going to be a different color too, making it all colorful. This is 3/8 of this bag will be used as well. So I just colored each one 3/8 with 5 different bags of that sand art. So now they're saying what to do is now just rearrange the shaded pieces to fill in as much holes as possible, because when you're really doing this, you're going to be combining them and making it look like sand art. So that is what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to just kind of combine all of these into like one jar, or try and fit them in as many jars as possible. So there's 3/8, and then this one will be 3. So I just combine those. Now my next thing that I'm going to combine is the yellows. Now there's only 2. So that means that one more eighth needs to come and fill up the end of that one. The next color that I'm going to be is now I'm going to transfer the 3/8 over here. And then last is 3/8 here. So then when you look, it is actually showing one whole thing is actually shaded. And then what is shaded of this one, it is 7 of the 8. So 7/8. And that is what we should have had over here. So it's just showing that you could do a model of this, or you can just simply multiply across and you're still going to get your same answer. Again, I mean, if you want to do it this way, have fun. It's just going to be a lot longer to do that. But I preferably would have just multiplied and made it a lot easier. But that is totally up to you which method you like. All right, now here it says Kirsten bought in 4 loaves of sliced bread to make sandwiches for the class picnic. Her classmates used 2/3 of the bread. How many loaves of bread were used? So 2/3 of the 4 loaves. So 2/3 of the 4. So in this case, it's saying 2/3 of 4. So they want you to shade so they want you to cut this into 3. That's basically what you're going to do. But you're not just going to do it once, you're going to do it 4 times because they have not just 1 loaf, there's actually 4 loaves. All right, now what they want you to do is they want you to now go ahead and shade 2 of 2/3 here. Okay, and this one would be 2/3. And this one would be 2/3. And then your last one would be 2 out of the 3. All right, so that is what was used. So they want to know how many how much loaves of bread were used. Well, each one of these are used. So in order to figure out how much total were used, you're going to take these and rearrange them to fill in as many holes as possible. So again, keep in mind, in order to make one hole, there were 3s. You have to go into thirds. So then once we do that, now we're going to take these and combine them and see how much it takes us to get there. So I'm going to use my pink first because that's what I used up here. I'm going to shade in my 2 for that one. Then I used the orange, so that was 1 and 2. So that would have been 2/3 of that. Then your green, I'm going to do 2/3 of that, but I am not done with seeing what was used. I still have my blue. So when I shade that part in, this that is colored is all that was used. So now I got to just count this all up. Well, here, this was a complete one that is completely filled. Here's another complete whole one. So that comes out to be 2 holes. And then here it is only 2 out of 3. So my answer should come out to be 2 and 2/3. So now let's see if this is true. You could have just simply have put this over 1 and just multiply across. So 3 times 1 would have been just 3. And then here you would just do 2 times 4, which is 8 over 3. And now we can't just have 8 over 3, so because that is improper, so now we got to divide that out. How many 3's go into 8? That is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, with 2 remaining. So therefore my mixed number would be 2 wholes, and my fraction is 2 out of 3. So 2 2/3. And is that what I had as an answer? Yes, it was. So that is what you needed to do. All right. Would you have the same amount of bread if we had 4 groups of 2/3 of a loaf? So it's saying, you see how we did 2/3 times 4? Well, what if it was 4 times 2/3? Would this still come out to be the same exact answer? So if you did it, you could have done that and gone across, and you should be saying, yes, it would be the same because they are just the commutative property of each other. It's just switched around the numbers. So yes, because the commutative property allows you to switch the numbers around. Okay. All right, here we go. The next. This is what is next. They just want you to find the product. It says to write it in simplest form. It is up to you if you want it in simplest form. Again, that is not a big deal if it is not. However, I am going to show you both ways. Again, it is up to you if you want to use this way. I personally am not going to use the model method, but if you want to use it, you can. I'm just going to be showing you both ways to multiply. So you should be putting them over 1, just a lot easier to look at. I'm going to use just the straight across way. And then this one, I'm going to use the cross canceling method if it is possible. All right, so here, just going across, 4 times 7 is 28 over 8 times 1 is 8, which you cannot have as an answer. So how many 8s will go into 28? That would be 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24 with 4 remaining. So therefore it would be 3 wholes and 4/8. Yes, it could have been reduced to 3.5 if you were really wondering that. Here is the cross canceling method. Can 1 go into 7? That would still be 7 times, so nothing's changing this way. But this way, 4 can go into 8? So you can look at it this way. Can 8 go, 8 divided by 4? Can you do it? Can 4 go into 8 evenly? It sure can. That'd be 2. So therefore, the 8 would be a 2, and then if this was in a fraction form, the 4 would now become a 1. So this would become a 2, and this would become a 1. So now you can just simply go across. 7 times 1 is 7, and 2 times 1 is 2. And then you can go ahead and divide that out because it is a mix of improper fraction. How many 2's go into 7? That would be 3. 3 times 2 is 6. And then if you subtract, that would be 1, which the mixed number is 3 and 1 over 2, 1.5. So either one of these answers are good enough for me. All right, next, here's another thing. First, I'm going to be looking for if they are both fractions, and this one is not, so I'm going to put this over 1. Then I'm going to see if I can, a 9 can go into 12 evenly, and it cannot. So this way, 1 can go into 5 just 5 times. So I'm just going to go across. and use that method since this does not go in evenly. So 12 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10, carry your 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So this one is 60 over 9 times 1 is 9, which you cannot have. How many 9s go into 60? That would be 6 times because that would be 54. Can you have 0 and take away 4? Can you have 0 cookies and give away 4? No, you cannot. So you have to come over and borrow. 10 minus 4 is 6. So now your answer would be 6 and 6/9 would be the fraction. So this is plenty good. Yes, you could have reduced both the 6 and the 9 by 3s. And if you did that, again, you do not need to do this. I'm just showing if anyone who wants to reduce them down to their simplest form, that's up to you. I personally would have just kept this as my answer and been okay with it. But those of you who want to see what it would have been reduced, a 3 can go into 6 2 times, a 3 can go into 9 3 times, and then that would be 6 2/3. So these are the same thing as well. All right. Next, it says find the product and write the product in simplest form. Again, you do not need to worry about simplest form. That is a 6th grade standard. I'll let the 6th grade really teach you that part. I'm kind of showing it to you, but they'll go more into it on how to do that. I am good with you just giving me an answer, and that is it. Don't worry about simplest form right now. The state test allows you to have it in any type of format as long as it is the same thing. So 6 6/3 is the same as saying 6 2/3. So they don't care which way on the state test this year, which way you want to say it, as long as it is equal to that. All right, so here it says 3 times 2/5. So this one is in fraction form. This one is not. So what we could just do real fast is just multiply the bottom. 5 times 1 is 5. Then the tops would be 3 times 2. Well, 3 times 2 is 6 over 5. And you can't have that. So 6/5 really come out to be, how many 5s go into 6? That would be 1. 1 times 5 is 5. Subtract it, that would be 1. So your mixed number would be 1 and 1/5. 1 and 1/5. Okay, and that is your answer. Right here, we'll do a few more, and then I want you guys to do some on your own. So 2/3 times 5 is next. This one is a fraction. This one is not in fraction form, so I'm going to put it over 1. And then we can go ahead and see if we can cross cancel anything. 3 cannot go into 5 evenly, so that will not work. And 1 into 2 is still 2, so that doesn't really help us either. So you can just simply go across. 5 times 2 is 10 over 3, which we cannot keep as an answer. How many 3s go into 10? 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. That would be 1 remaining. So my answer would be 3 wholes and then 1 over 3. 1 over 3. So 3 1/3. Next, this one. Here, this is not in fraction form, so I'm going to put it over 1. Now I can see if anything can go into each other. 3 can go into 6 evenly 2 times. So now I can just go across. 2 times 2 is 4 over 1, which is 4. So that is your answer for that one. Next one. This one, it's saying here, 5/7 times 4. Again, this is not in fraction form, so I'm going to put a 1 under it, and then see if I can cross cancel anything. 4 cannot go into 7 evenly, so that won't work. 1 can go into 5 evenly, but it's still 5, so that doesn't cross cancel. So in this case, I'm just going to simply go across because there is nothing to cross cancel. 5 times 4 is 20 over 7 times 1 is 7. So how many 7s go into 20? 7 can go into 20 twice. That would be 14. Can I have 0 cookies and give away 4? No, I cannot. So now how many 10s go into 4? That would be 10 minus 4 is 6. So therefore my mixed number for this would be 2 wholes and 6/7. And that would be my answer. All right, I want you to pause this video and try 5, 6, and 7 on your own. So please pause it and try that on your own. Again, you do not need to do the simplest form. Okay, so if you did it, I will show you what you should have got. So if you did this, you would have had 33/5, which if you divided it, that would be 6 3/5. Here, it would have been 9/4, which if you divided it out, it would have been 2 1/4. And then this one would have been 15/8, which if you divided it out, it would have been 1 7/8. So that would have been that answer. Okay, now this one just wants us to know what this would come out to be. What is this unknown number that is right here? So keep this in mind when you are doing this. If you put it all together over 1, if you did this, 8 over 2 comes out to be 4 wholes. So what has to be here to still make this, when you times them, be 8? It would have been 8 times what would still make it 8? It would have been 1. So 1 times 8 would still be 8. Here, they wanted to know what number would be here to make this statement true. So it's saying 5 times what will equal your 20. So in order to make this statement true, it would have been a 4, because 4 times 5 equals 20. Then here, they wanted to know what would make this true. Again, it would be like 18 over what is going to be 3. Oh, sorry. It's going to be 3. So in this case, you would have to do the opposite of a division problem. You would have to like think about it as a multiplication problem, or you could divide. How many 3s go into 18 should give you this answer as well. So 3 can go into 18 6 times. So therefore your missing number should have been a 6. All right, so, oh, by the way, I'm not going to do number 12, but I am going to do number 11. It says Patty wants to run 5/6 of a mile each day for 5 days. Keisha wants to run 3/4 of a mile every day for 6 days. Who will run the greater distance? All right, so they're saying 5/6 of a mile. So Patty does 5/6 of a mile for 5 days. So that would be 5 over 1. So, and then Keisha is going to do 3/4 of a mile, but not just one day. She's going to do it for 6 days. All right, so we're going to find out which one is larger in the long run. So see if you can cross cancel anything. You cannot. So then this would be 25 over 6, because 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 1 is 6. This is a improper fraction, so we got to see what that comes out to be. 6 can go into 25 4 times. That would be 24 with 1 remaining. So that would be 4 wholes. And then 1 over 6, 1/6. Then here, can you cross cancel anything? You cannot. So this one would be 18 over 4. So how many 4s go into 18? That would be 4, because that would be 16 with 2 remaining. So therefore, this is 4 and 2/4. 4 and 2/4. 4 and 2/4 can actually be reduced down, though. You can divide both the top and the bottom by 2. So how many 2s go into 2? That would be 1. How many 2s go into 4? That would be 2. And then that would be 4 wholes. So which one is bigger, 4 1/6 or 4 1/2? In this case, 4 1/2 is larger than 4 1/6. Now, some people would be like, well, why is 4 1/2 bigger than 4 1/6? Now, the holes are fine. There's nothing wrong with the holes. They're both the same. The only thing that's going to determine which one is bigger is the fraction part. So if you think of it as a pizza, and you're going to cut one in half. This is half of a pizza. So that is 1/2 of the pizza. Here, it's going to be cut up into 6. So if you're going to cut this up into 6, you should have made it like a peace sign and then cut this in and then this in. So that's now 6. And then one of those pieces, which one is bigger? Actually, no question, a half is bigger. So therefore, whoever did 4 1/2 ran farther, and that was Keisha. Okay. All right. Next. It says a caterer wants to have enough turkey to feed 24 people. If he wants to provide 3/4 of a pound of a turkey for each person, how much turkey does he need? All right, so he wants to feed 3/4 to every single person who is coming to this, and he's got to feed 24 people. So we got to figure out what 3/4 of 24 people would be. So in this case, put it over 1, see if anything can cross cancel. 4 can go into 24 evenly. It can go in 6 times, and this one would be 1 time. So if you go crossed, 3 times 6 is 18 over 1, and then that comes out to be 18 pounds. All right, I want you to try this one on your own. So you can pause this and try this on your own. Okay, so if you did this, it was saying how they wanted 5 batches of dressing. So they wanted you to look at how much vegetable oil there was. And she only has 4 cups, but she wants to make 5 batches. So 3/4 times 5 when you times that out and divide it out, it comes out to be 3 3/4 cups is what is needed to make this. So they're wondering, will she have enough if she had 4 cups of vegetable oil and she only needs 3 3/4 cups? Does she have enough? And yes, she does have enough because she has 4 cups, which is more than 3 3/4. So she does have enough of that. Okay, now we're going to go over to your homework. Your homework is going to be here. Again, I want to see your work. So do know to show your work. I don't want just an answer. You don't have to worry about writing it into simplest form. So all I just want you to do is just multiply. You could either multiply just crossed or you could cross cancel. That is truly up to you. I'll show you again one where you can do both ways, and then I'll let you choose and decide which one you want to do. Again, if there's no cross canceling that can happen, then you just simply go crossed. So in this case, I'm going to see if a cross canceling can happen here. So 1 can go into 2 times, so that does not change anything. But can 3 go into 9 evenly? Yes, it can. 3 can go into 9 3 times, so then this becomes a 1. So then your answer would be 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 1 is 3. So this is your answer. Now, you could have also have gone straight across if it couldn't cross cancel. Not all the numbers will cross cancel. So if it does not cross cancel, you're just going to go straight across. 2 times 3 is 6 over 9 times 1 is 9. So you could have had one of these two answers. So it's truly up to you whether you want to do the cross canceling method or just straight going across. So you can choose. I am going to do this one with you. 3/4 times 9. Now this is in a fraction form. This one is not. So now you can go and see if you can cross cancel it. A 4 does not go into 9 evenly, so there is no way you can cross cancel. So all you can do here is just go across. 9 times 3 is 27 over 4 times 1 is 4. So this is an improper fraction, so we are going to divide it out. How many 4s can go into 27? That would be 6 times. Because that would be 24. When you subtract, that would be 3 remaining. So therefore, my mixed number here would be 6 wholes. And then my fraction would be 3 over 4, 3/4. That would have been your answer. All right, here, 2/5 times 6. So you can put this over 1. You can see if anything cross cancels. 5 does not go into 6 evenly. So this one, you would just simply go across. 6 times 2 is 12 over 5 times 1 is 5. So in this case, how many 5s go into 12? That is twice. 5 times 2 is 10. Subtract, that'd be 2. So therefore your answer would be 2 wholes, and my fraction would be 2 over 5. Okay, so your homework on this portion would be the remaining 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. I am going to do this one with you. Leah makes aprons to sell at a craft fair. She needs 3/4 yards of material to make each apron. That means 1 apron. How much material does she need to make 6 aprons? So remember, this is to make 1. Each means 1 is this. But she doesn't just want to make 1, she wants to make 6. So in order to figure this out, I would have to times it by 6. Put it over 1, see if any cross canceling can happen. It cannot. So all I'm going to do is just go across. That would be 18 over 4, which is an improper fraction. So how many 4s go into 18? That would be 4. 4 times 4 is 16 with 2 remaining. So that becomes 4 wholes and then 2/4. Now, of course, this could be reduced down if some of you want to see that, or if you did reduce it down, which you do not have to. But if you did, it would be also 4.5, because a 2 can go into both 2 and 2, 2 and 4 on this fraction. All right, you will have 11 for homework as well. On the back, I want you to do 1, 2, 4, and 6. So you're going to cross out both 3 and 5, but 1, 2, 4, and 6 on the back. And that is all for 7-3. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.